While traveling around the world, I was living in Argentina, but originally I'm from the United States. As you saw in my previous videos, I was in China visiting my factory, making sure my new product was ready to hit the market. After a month of working closely with my team, I took a break to explore the futuristic city of Chongqing. And let me tell you, this place was like stepping into another world. Chongqing is famous for its night markets, and this one was packed with tourists from all over China, eager to try the wildest street foods you can imagine. I saw things I never thought people would eat, but I'm super open, so I tried some frog hot pot, as you can see here. I wasn't the only one having fun. Locals seemed just as curious about me as I was about the food. Everywhere I went, people wanted to take photos with me, and it was pretty wild. While exploring, a group of high school students approached me after they saw my camera, and they were super excited to learn about my YouTube channel. I asked for their help in finding this hidden alleyway that I really wanted to see, and it looks like it came straight out of a cyberpunk video game. You can see here these towering neon buildings. The thing that I like the most is this LED Spider-Man that's scaling the walls. It really does feel like you're in a sci-fi movie. Now, just when I thought Chongqing couldn't get any crazier, I visited a spot that completely messed with my senses of direction. At first, it felt like I was just walking down a busy street. You have shops, people, traffic, nothing out of the ordinary. Then I stepped into what seemed like a normal public square. It was full of stores and restaurants, but here is the mind-blowing part. When I reached the far side and I looked over the edge, I realized I wasn't on the ground floor. I was actually on the 22nd floor of a building. Now, Chongqing it's built into mountains, and this entire structure was sitting on the side of a cliff. The main entrance is on street level, but from the back, you're towering over the city. It was one of the wildest architectural experiences I've ever had. Now, after my time in Chongqing, I caught a China Airways flight to Hong Kong. Now, let me say this. Western airports could learn a lot from Hong Kong's airport. This place is sleek, modern, and ridiculously well designed. One of the coolest parts, the Sky Bridge, where you literally walk above moving airplanes. Yes, this is a thing. Now, I didn't get to actually see the airplanes on this one. I saw them last year when I was here. But it was still pretty cool to walk here, and you can kind of see that. Now, thanks to my Amex Platinum business card, I had access to multiple airport lounges. And trust me, when you're constantly traveling all around the world, these lounges are a lifesaver. You have free food, free drinks, and alcohol. I'm not a big, huge alcohol drinker, but if that's your thing, you'll love this. And there's also a quiet place to recharge. That's what these lounges really are. It makes long travel days so much easier. And you can even get a link below that links to that Amex Business Platinum card. That way you can just click to it and grab it. Now, here's the next stop, Taipei. I had one last meeting with my design team before heading back to the US. But I couldn't leave without making a stop at the Ximending night market. Now, I know I'm for sure butchering that name, but it's this famous night market. I had to go get a classic Taiwanese oyster omelet. It was about 70 new Taiwanese dollars, which translate to about $2.12 USD. And honestly, it is way better than the $25 omelet that I had back in the US. Now, after visiting Taiwan, it was time for me to make the long haul back to the US. But this time, I was flying in style. So Delta's new first class route from Taipei to Seattle is the way to go. Since Delta doesn't have a lounge in Taipei yet, they partnered with China Airlines, And I'll tell you this lounge was really next level. It's the perfect place to unwind before, this long, almost 13-hour flight. Now, let's talk about the real game changer. Having a private pod with a lay-flat bed. It's a must. If you've ever done a 12-hour flight in economy, you know how brutal it is. I've had flights like that they drain me for weeks. But this made a world of a difference. It's super comfortable, it's spacious, and I actually felt rested when I landed. Now, I'm going to do an in more depth video going over why I chose to fly first class or business versus economy when traveling on these long flights. Believe me when I say this, it makes a huge difference when it comes to your personal health. Finally, I landed in New Orleans, where I stayed for about 2 weeks before heading back to Argentina. Looking back, this trip had everything from futuristic cities, insanely good, delicious street food. It had luxury travel and a lot of surprises. Most importantly to me was the people that I met. But now it's time to explore New Orleans before heading back to Argentina. So I'll see you in the next video.